Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica Ellicott. I'm a mystery writer and I'm one of the Wickeds. And today I'm going to be having a chat with my friend Julia Spencer-Fleming about goal setting and planning and all sorts of those kinds of things that are fun at the beginning of the year. So stick with me and you'll get to drop in and hear what we're chatting about. Fresh starts. How do you like
I,
do you like a fresh start? Do you feel
oh, I
great about a fresh start?
I love a fresh start. I love a fresh start. And I can turn almost anything into a fresh start. It's Monday morning. That's a fresh start. Like
Hmm.
every week, it's a new start. It's the first day of the month. That's a fresh start. Or I've finished a project and I take a breath and now that's a fresh start. I can
Hmm.
put a date that I'm going to start doing a project and that feels like a fresh start.
Hmm.
I think that being able to have a multitude of fresh starts is a really good trait to cultivate. It also is really helpful because it feels like if you've had a bad week, if something's happened, if you've had, insomnia, which is an issue I'm plagued with, and you didn't get up as early as you wanted to do for most of the week. Um, Boom, that was last week. This is a new week. It's a fresh start.
It's so optimistic.
Oh yeah. Well, I am a natural born optimist. I'm very,
Hmm.
very much an optimist, and I think fresh starts help with that.
I think it lines up with a lot of things about the writing process though too, right? Because you've
Yeah.
got there's a fresh page. There's
Yes.
a fresh chapter.
Mhm.
There's a fresh round of edits
Yeah.
and revisions. So
Yep.
you have like all of these opportunities to give it another go with
You,
a cheerful disposition about
you
things.
do.
It's
When are your fresh starts?
well, I I'm a big planner.
Yep.
Like so for me, I do one of the th I do I plan every Monday for every Monday on Sunday,
Hmm.
and I review my week on Friday.
Hmm.
So that gives me sort of like a fresh start on the Monday, and then
Yeah.
a review of it so that I can have another measured and considered fresh start the, on Sunday when I set up my plans for the next week.
Yeah.
But I plan my work quarterly. I plan my life in quarters. So that's like that's a big juicy one there to get to do it on a 3 month spread. I really love that. And I have a whole Kanban system that I set up with
Mhm.
sticky notes, and I change out, I know it sounds so geeked out, but I change out like the color of the sticky notes and I use washi tape to make a grid to set this up, and I
She
like to
is
have them match.
she is the she is the geekiest person about organization I have ever met in my life.
But it brings me so much joy.
I know it brings you joy. Let's Marie Kondo this thing. It brings joy. And I think fresh starts they do bring joy. They bring energy.
Yes.
You bring energy to feeling like it's the start of a new whatever, whether it's a new week or a new chapter. And I think if you can tap into that, don't you find this? If you can tap into that energy of, wow, we're starting something. Again, writing a novel, it's a big project,
Hmm.
and finding ways to keep bringing energy into that process is super important.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons the quarterly thing works well for me because it's enough time to get a chunk of things accomplished, but it's short enough that I do have that um, opportunity to reset my board, choose some new tasks, evaluate if I need to move things over that are languishing or if I can let them go. Like it feels like a clear out and a bottoming out. Kind of like when you clear out, I don't know about this about you, Julia. Do you end up with like a messy, heaped up desk and office as you're getting towards the end, and even like mess in your house as you're trying to get to the end? You're
I
like barreling
I
down to
I
the end of the
do. I
book.
do. Yeah, you start to kind of neglect everything else and it's just like this'll I can get this later. Yeah, as I start to get
Yes.
closer to the end, things do get messier all over the place. Because again, you want to catch that excitement and that flow
And
and
ride it.
go with it. Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna interrupt that to clean my kitchen.
No.
It's
Oh,
just
or
gonna have
even
to
like,
look terrible.
or my desk. Like my desk gets
Yeah, or
heaped
your
up.
desk.
Like it's just terrible. So one of my fresh start rituals is when
Uh-huh.
I've completed a project, I walk away from my office. I'm
Mhm.
exhausted. So I walk away from my office and I don't I go in to like water the plants, but I'll be not in there for a bit. It depends on,
Uh-huh.
how long I've got before the next thing is due. But when I go back after I've had a little refilling the well by not working, I go back and then that fresh start feeling of tidying my desk, sorting out all the things I should have put in the recycling and
Yeah.
like what am I keeping? Where do I file it? All that stuff. And that feels like, now I'm ready for the next thing to begin because I've
Yeah.
cleared that minging pile of just delayed decisions.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
such a relief. Yeah, for me, that's a huge fresh start ritual,
Yeah.
clear off my desk.
Yeah.
So, um, I think the last thing I wanted to ask you was, tell me about goals you have for 2025.
So, 2025, I'm having the first Russ and Claire book coming out since 2020. So that's big, excuse me, in November.
That is
So I
big.
have, I've, mhm,
That is big.
it is big. Yes, it is big. So I've got goals around supporting that. I'm going to be doing blogging and social media and working on a newsletter and outreach to my readers and things like that. So that's sort of the process focus. And then my big goal is to write a novel during 2020 and have it into my agent's hands before the end of the year, which would be a big improvement for me, the woman whose last book came out in 2020. I went through when I first started my career. I was doing, in fact, a book a year. I think my first 5 books came out a book a year. And then things slowed down for one reason or another. And then they came to a screeching halt about 8 years ago when my husband got ill with what turned out to be cancer, as you know. And so I've really been working on bringing myself back up to a level of productivity that's going to make me happy.
Mhm.
I like writing. I like writing. I like the process. I love my readers. I've got the best readers in the world. I mean, people who are willing to wait 5 years for a
Yeah.
mystery. Those are amazingly loyal readers.
Yes.
Um, and so I want to be able to connect with them and give them the stories that they want. So that's my big number one goal for this year.
Ooh, Julia, does this mean I'll get to help you plan your time?
You can
I'm
plan my time, but I absolutely draw the line at washi tape.
okay. No washi tape for you. I see how it is. Wow. Wow. Well, I won't share. I won't share my washi. That's fine. That's fine. hmm I guess I can't proselytize washi enough. I feel like maybe I've been a bad ambassador.
I've followed your lead on post-it notes, on post-it planning, but I feel like the washi tape Kanban system is just a
It's a bridge too far.
it's a bridge too far. It is, yes. It must forever
You
be
do,
out of reach for me.
you do not know what you're missing. Wow. Wow. Well, I think that readers are going to be very excited to see that book
Uh,
coming out in
I hope
November.
they
I
are.
I think that's going to be a really big deal because I know they are such loyal fans of yours. And
And
it
when is your release? Because you've got a
oh,
big
so
book
I
coming
have
down the track.
I have sort of a watch this space situation.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I have big plans for 2025 that aren't announced yet, but they will be. And so watch this space. And
Mhm.
so 2025 promises to be very exciting for me. It'll be a full court press with the washi tape. Um, and um, yeah, I'm looking forward to a really fun career year with things that are unfolding with that and with new books to be written, new books to be released. So I'll be
And new books
excited
to
to,
be read.
and new books to be read, well, including
Yes.
one by you.
So let's wish all of our audience members a fabulous 2025 full of lots of productivity
And washi
and
tape.
and her next book is going to be a buy a book, get a free washi tape.
That's actually a really fun idea.
That is a fun
Everyone's always
idea.
looking for fun promo items. You will not be put into that contest because that washi tape will just gather dust.
Yeah,
But
it will.
so, yes, let's wish everyone a very happy, productive, sparkly, motivating goals kind of a year in 2025. Thank you for spending time with me, Julia. It's always great to see you.
It's great to be seen, and I'm almost vanishingly invisible as the light changes. So
Well, we
this
better
is
get out of here before before you are well and truly gone.
yes, yes, ghosted away.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.